Welcome to Mastering SEO for your dental practice. My name is Claire Laurie. I'm an SEO specialist here at SmileShop Marketing. I've been working at SmileShop for about 3.5 years now, and I help dental practices show up in local searches on the search engine to help potential patients find them. So today, I want to give you some tips and tricks to see not only how your current SEO performance is doing, but then some tips to help improve that performance. So maybe you've launched a new website, or maybe you've had a website and it's been up for a while now, but you haven't really looked at it recently. So now what? What can we do? But we got to start with the basics. SEO. What is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it includes ways of improving your website's performance to help it show up better on search engines. You want to think, if you're searching something, how often are you going to that second, third, fourth page of Google to find the information you're looking for? So the higher we're able to rank and show up, the more potential patients can find you. It's really that classic analogy of if you have a billboard and it's the most beautiful billboard, but it's in the middle of the forest and nobody's driving by it, how effective is it? So same with your website. If you have a wonderful website, but it's not showing up in the results, how effective is it for potential patients to find you? So why is SEO important? Well, we kind of touched on it there. We want to make sure that users and potential patients can find you. There's around 8.5 billion Google searches per day, and on average, that's people searching 3 to 4 times per day. So it is such a strong avenue to show up for and drive those leads. So with SEO, our goal and what we really want to achieve is owning that space on the search engine, building your authority, your expertise, your relevance, so that you can show up higher in those results and own that space. So SEO, that's why we call it a long-term strategy. And though it's a long-term strategy, it's very beneficial for that long-term growth. Now, what we'll cover today, we're going to go over some three aspects of SEO. We'll start with on-page SEO. That's anything you can do on the website within the content or the structure of your pages to help improve performance. So we'll cover headers, internal linking, meta titles and descriptions, and creating helpful content. Then we'll go over off-page SEO. That is anything outside of the website, off the website, that helps improve your performance. So claiming your Google business profile and showing up in local listings. And then lastly, we'll cover technical SEO, and that's more of the back end side of your website, how your website runs. And we'll cover ensuring your website is indexable and is it optimized for mobile searches. So right off the bat here, on-page SEO, headers. My tip for your headers is to put your location in the H1 of the page. That's your main header. So especially those service pages. My example here, Invisalign in South Edmonton. So your Invisalign service page tells you what that page is about, what service, and then where that service is located. When somebody is searching for Invisalign in your area, we want that page to show up versus if you just have Invisalign, it's tough for the search engine or even users to indicate where you are, where are you located? Is it relevant to them? Each page should only have one H1. Again, what service is it and where it's located? Everything after that would be called an H2 or an H3, those secondary, tertiary headings to give us that nice heading hierarchy structure. And why is it important for the location to be there? Well, it's important for your local visibility. So Invisalign in South Edmonton, we want to think, how do people search in your area? So instead of just Edmonton, we've popped in South Edmonton there to be a little more specific. Do people in your area search quadrant-based? Do they search, using neighborhoods? How can you best show up for the people around you for your services? Next, we have internal linking, and internal linking are essentially just hyperlinks that link from one page of your website to another. Internal links are both important for the search engines and users. So you want to think when you make internal links throughout your website, it makes your website a nice, easy web for people or search engines to follow. So crawlers who crawl through the content of your website rely on those internal links to crawl and index those pages. We don't want to lead it to a dead end. We want to nicely link your website together. And number two, for potential patients who land on your website and they're scrolling through, if we look at this example here, all the dark blue content is internal links. So if a user is reading and they think, oh, I want to find out some more information about sleep apnea treatment or dental cleanings, they can easily click on that link and stay on your website and head to that page for more information. Now we'll talk about meta titles and descriptions. Meta title, when you search something on Google and you see that clickable link portion, that is the meta title. And the meta description is that fine print below. Both have character count limits. The meta title should be 60 characters or less, and the meta description should be 160 characters or less. The reason for the character counts is we don't want any valuable information to be cut off. There's only a certain amount of room on the results page that can display the information. So if you go over the character count, you're at the risk of cutting off some valuable information and maybe some valuable keywords that potential patients are searching. So a technique that we use is called front-loading your keywords. So if we look at this example here, front-loading keywords would be including Edmonton dentists, a high volume, valuable keyword, at the beginning, again, so we don't run the risk of having anything cut off. A meta title, you can think kind of like the H1 of the page. What is the page about? What service are you talking about? And where are you located? And then the description, you want to think, how can I entice that potential patients to click on our page and find out more information about the service that we offer? And next, we want to create helpful content. One way to do this is continuously update content through the form of a blog. So when you continuously update content, say you publish a blog monthly or even weekly, every time you update content, it indicates to the search engine to come again, crawl through your website and see that new, up-to-date, relevant information. And if you think, well, where should I start with blog posts? Think, what questions do patients ask you all the time? Chances are, if patients are asking you that same question over and over again, people are likely searching it on Google too. So how can you provide a valuable resource for those people looking for the answer to that question? Another thing you want to think about is your service pages and what value they provide. Service pages should stand on their own because Google ranks pages individually instead of your website as a whole. So if we again think of that Invisalign in South Edmonton page, if somebody is searching for that service, that page is what's going to rank and show up in the results, not the entire website. So you want to think, what does that patient need to know about our service? That's going to help you structure the content on your page. You know, what can they expect? What are the timelines? What does it look like when they come to your dental practice? And providing, again, that helpful and valuable content. One rule of thumb that you want to follow is if you provide a service, it should have its own page. Again, because Google is ranking those pages individually. So if you provide a service and somebody's searching for it and you don't have a page, you're not going to show up in the results compared to a competitor who has a service page about, let's say, root canals. So one thing that you can do after this is head to your website, check out all your pages and take inventory. Do I provide that service? Is there any services that I offer that aren't on the website? And then you can add from there. Now, one thing with content as well is we want to avoid duplicate content. Writing and creating a bunch of content might sound a little bit daunting, but duplicate content, Google won't rank the same page twice. Again, Google is relying on helpful, unique, relevant, authoritative content. So duplicate content, Google goes next. Let's find something unique and more helpful. So as easy it may seem to copy and paste content on the website, you always want to provide unique content. Alrighty, now on to off-page SEO. Again, this is anything outside of the website that you can do to help improve your organic performance. And one thing you want to make sure you do here is claim your Google business profile. Your Google business profile, you can see in the screenshot below. This is an example of what it looks like. It makes it really easy for patients to find you when they search in maps. So they can see where you're located. They can easily see your reviews, your hours of operation, your contact information. So one thing, when you claim your Google business profile, not only is it important to claim it, but you want to make sure that that information is accurate and up to date. So nothing would be worse than having, one number off in your phone number as a typo, and users, potential patients, have been looking for you, trying to contact you, but they can't get through because that information is inaccurate, or maybe the hours of operation aren't up to date. So once you claim your Google business profile, and to do that, you can see at the bottom here, it says own this business with a question mark. Click on that. It's going to take you through some steps to claim your Google business profile. And once you do that, fill out the profile as much as you can to your best ability, your services, a business description, some photos outside and inside of your practice, and then please make sure that information is up to date and accurate. Easy to scroll through. It matches with what's on your website as well. Now, we'll talk about some local listings. So a local listing is essentially just a business directory that displays what's called your NAP information, your name, address, and phone number, so your contact information. These are things like Yelp and Yellow Pages, RateMD. And local listings help search engines understand your business's relevance within your local community. It basically just legitimizes your business because it's listed in a bunch of different places. Again, making sure that across the board, the name, the address, and that contact information is accurate. And it provides another avenue for potential patients to find you. It increases your visibility within the search engine. Now on to technical SEO. And again, technical SEO is that back end of the website, of course, those technical aspects, how your website runs, to make sure search engines can easily crawl and index your website. First and foremost, again, you could have the most wonderful website, but if it isn't indexed, users, potential patients, they won't be able to see you in the results. So a really easy way that you can go and check to make sure that your website is indexed is go to the Google search bar, type in site, and then paste your website in there. So you can see I've used the SmileShop Marketing website as an example here on the right. When you hit enter, if you see nothing, that means your website isn't indexed, and we want to address that right away. You want to contact your website team ASAP. If it is indexed, you'll be able to scroll through and see all the pages of your website that are indexed on the search engine. Now, a more advanced way that I might recommend if you have the time to do is set up Google Search Console. Google Search Console, you can see even Google, as you do that easy check, it's going to recommend, it's going to say, hey, try out Google Search Console. You click on that link and it'll take you through some steps to set that up. But what's great about Google Search Console is it's going to flag those potential issues and email you with whatever email you use to sign up. It'll email you those issues right away so you can address them right away. So say there's a 404 error on your website. That's essentially a page that doesn't exist anymore. It's a dead end. You'll want to go in and redirect that, update that so that, again, crawlers don't get to a dead end or users don't get to a dead end. You want to make it as easy to use as possible. Another thing great about Google Search Console is that it helps monitor your performance. So not only the performance in terms of the technical side of things, those potential issues, but it tells you the clicks and impressions to your website, what queries potential patients are searching that are leading to those impressions and clicks, and you can get a better understanding of your website and its performance that way as well. Now, last but certainly not least here, you want to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile searches. Around 64% of searches happen on a mobile device. Of course, with our phones now, we have the world at our fingertips. It is so easy to pop out your phone and quickly search what you're looking for. And now because of this, Google uses what's called mobile first indexing, which means it prioritizes crawling and indexing the mobile version of your website over the desktop version. So one thing you can do, again, right now is take out your phone, pop in your website, and as it loads, first see how long does it take to load, and then put yourself in the shoes of a potential patient. Is it easy to find the information that they're looking for? So is it easy to go through and click on your service pages? Is it easy to find your contact information? If it is, fantastic, you're one step ahead. If not, maybe you want to rethink that responsive design, the user experience, and again, check on that page load speed, because if it takes a long time for your website to load, as our attention spans get less and less these days, those potential patients are just going to click off and head to another website. So a couple things you can check right away there, just on your phone, super easily. Now, that might seem like a lot of information, but hopefully you can go through and try out some of those tips and tricks, even to monitor your performance and see how things are going, and then what you can do to improve that performance overall. Now, if you have any questions about SEO or digital marketing in general, feel free to reach out to the team here at SmileShop, and we are more than happy to help. We'll also have a downloadable e-guide for you with all this information that you can go through and use for your website and your dental practice. Thank you so much for joining today, and we look forward to chatting with you more soon.